the Force is with me, I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. So be it, Jedi.
Hey, everybody. Guess what? It's Thursday night again. Welcome to the GNN Cantina Happy Hour. I am David, your host, where this is the place where we talk Star Wars, and nothing. Well, I don't want to say nothing but Star Wars because we do go on tangents once in a while, but that's okay. It all circles back to Star Wars, and we get it there. With me, as always, is Debbie. How are you this evening, Debbie?
I'm good. I'm glad it's Thursday because it means tomorrow's Friday, and that means the weekend. So
tomorrow I have the day off. I'm having my final shot in my back, so 3-day weekend for me. So this is my Friday night. I'm enjoying it.
nice.
Also with us tonight is Cam from Cam and Focus. How are you, Cam?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm gonna get a shot in the back tomorrow.
Are you excited?
All kinds of thrilled. I
Yeah,
guess.
I can see it in the face. I can tell that you're just ecstatic about it.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so we're talking Star Wars tonight. We're talking Visions. We've got episodes 4, 5, and 6 of the new season. But before we get into Visions, there is some breaking Star Wars news, I guess is a good way to put it. It was released, I believe, this afternoon. That the Galactic Star Cruiser, which is the Star Wars themed resort in both Disney World and Disneyland, is closing down, I believe they said by September. So it will no longer exist. You can no longer go stay in a Star Wars themed hotel for $2,000 a night per person. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Now, you're going to have a lot of people until we here at GNN get an official word as to why it closed. We're just going to leave it that it's closed. But there'll be a lot of people out there that are saying, "Hey, guess what? We called it. We knew it was coming, and here's why. Here's why it happened." And blah blah blah. They don't know. They don't know squat. So until we get an official word, we'll have an official word. You can unsubscribe from them and carry on.
I'm just waiting for the videos and articles to start going around where that say like, since that Star Wars hotel is mostly sequel trilogy themed, they'll be like, "Oh, this is step 1 of Disney decanonizing the sequel trilogy."
Oh, I'm just waiting for somebody to start blaming Kathleen Kennedy for it. It's Kathleen Kennedy's fault that it failed.
Just too freaking expensive. The average Joe Blow can't go. I would love to go. I was so excited when they announced it because I was like, oh, maybe me and the kids can, go down there and check it out and experience it. And when I seen the prices, I was like, no,
it's not gonna happen.
I can't justify $2,000 a night. I'm sorry.
I think they one of the articles that I was reading said that for a family experience, so it's like husband, wife, or husband, wife, whatever. I don't know what your family situation is, but the family experience, the 2 partners, and I think 2 kids, was a little over $6,000 per night. And that's not per. That's
4 days in
I was going to say that's not per person. That's for the whole group. Is like around $6,000 per night. Now, yes, you're right. If you do Disney right, if you do Disney World right, and you stay at the right resorts and you eat at the right places, you can take a family of 4 for a week for $6,000. So when you say 2 days and it's going to be $12,000 for 2 days, you got 2 days at Star Wars or 2 weeks at Disney? I think I'm gonna go with the 2 weeks at Disney.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can still take all that money and enjoy a nice Star Wars experience, just not in the hotel.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like Galaxy's Edge is shutting down. This
Right.
is just the hotel. So I mean, yeah, obviously none of the Star Wars stuff is going away. It's just that hotel, and there's no official word for it. Although I have seen on Facebook that since they're closing in September, that the hotel will now be used for a Spirit Halloween store. That's the thought.
I think they'll close it down and redo it to be something else Star Warsy.
There was one. I read 2 or 3 articles on the situation just because I was kind of curious as to why they did it. But apparently, one of the spokesmen, and I think this was a Washington Post article, one of the spokesmen said something along the lines of, "We want to be able to do this again, but on a grander scale. Like right now with Galaxy's Edge, I think it was 100 rooms basically, and that's all the people that that it would take on a given day. So you only have 100 rooms worth of people, so it's not a whole lot. So they're wanting to do something bigger now with where they can accommodate more people. And my guess is that Galactic Star Cruiser was a test run. Here, can we pull this off? Can we do this? And it wouldn't surprise me if in the near future we saw more stuff like this from Disney. Maybe not necessarily Star Wars themed, but a themed kind of hotel to where it's you're living in an immersive experience. So it wouldn't surprise me at all.
I mean, if they wanted to do something with that hotel, I mean, they can still make some kind of interactive Star Wars experience with that. I mean, just off the top of my head, like a Star Wars themed like escape room or something. Have every floor of that hotel be some kind of new challenge.
Right. But that would be kind of cool. I'd go to that. I'd do an escape room, a Star Wars themed escape room.
Yeah, have a glitchy protocol droid trying to give you hints, but every time it gets to the good stuff, it starts to glitch out or something. I mean, come on. There's so many things they could do with a hotel building.
Yeah. So, plus I like escape rooms anyway. Luke and I did one a while back, and we had a blast. So they're a lot of fun. Go do an escape room if you have a chance. It's good stuff. So anyway, I think the whole point of that was, here's some Star Wars news. Galactic is shutting down. We don't know why. And anybody that tells you that they know why and they have an inside source, unsubscribe from them. Don't listen to them. They're probably lying, or they're probably getting their info from Mike Zero or Doomcock. So anyway, there it is in a nutshell.
The scoop of the day.
The scoop of the day. Scoop of the day. I should have a graphic. Scoop of the day. So this we got the next 3 episodes of Visions. All 3 of these are still I'm still really enjoying Visions, which is a far cry from, well, I'd say a far cry. I still haven't finished the first season of Visions. How's that? I'm like 6 episodes in, but I've watched, I think I'm like 1 episode from the end of this one. There's 9, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. See, so yeah. That's okay. I'm almost done with these ones. But these 3 were exceptionally good. The first one was called I Am Your Mother, which it was what is Aardman Studios. I believe those are the same people that do Wallace and Gromit. And it was just it was silly and funny and heartwarming. It had nothing to do with Jedi or the Force or even really the Empire, really. I mean, it was just people on a planet. It was just a planet worth of people. and it was, like I said, it was funny and silly, but it dealt a lot too with there was some what do you call it, like after school special. Oh, I don't like my mom, she embarrasses me, and then shows up to help her win the race, and oh well, I guess you're not that embarrassing, ha 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 ha.
I
And
mean,
everybody,
typical teenager stuff, you know.
yeah. I mean, there's nothing spectacular about the story. It's ridiculously cookie cutter. You could watch any given teenage special on Disney or Nickelodeon or just anywhere, and you'll get the same story, exact same story.
Well,
I mean,
this would be a highlight.
it's basically a Goofy movie with Star Wars characters.
Yeah, yeah, it's a goofy. So it's one of those ones where I don't like the way my mother is, but I'm just gonna I'll go with the flow, and then all of a sudden mom's turns out to be a lot cooler than I thought she was, and oh, I love you. And I did like the droid in this one. I thought the droid was amusing. It was like a slinky dog R2 unit.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell that. I mean, but besides just the claymation in general, but you could tell that this particular one was made by the people who made Wallace and Gromit. I mean, the humor was actually really spot on with this one. There were a couple of moments that had me cackling.
Yeah.
I thought it was great they actually got Dennis Lawson to.
And they did, yes. Dennis
himself as
Lawson.
Wedge.
Dennis Lawson comes back as Wedge. That was a nice surprise. Lovely
I
little
like
Easter egg.
that.
So I mean, he did it in Rise of Skywalker, but this was good too. So we enjoyed that.
Yeah, definitely a far cry from the 5 syllables he had to say in Rise of Skywalker.
Good shooting, Lando, or nice move, Lando, something like that.
Nice flying, Lando, I think is
Yeah.
what he said. Yeah.
An underused cameo.
Maybe he got the Brad Pitt treatment where they just had to give him a coffee.
All right, but I'm only saying one line. And I'm not being in a scene with anybody. I'm just by myself. One line and by myself.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to record this from my living room. I just need a green screen.
Now, I would like to see, well, that being said, I wouldn't mind seeing a season 2 of Obi-Wan Kenobi with Wedge Antilles' father, played by Dennis Lawson. Because Ewan McGregor and Dennis Lawson are related, and it would just be kind of neat to see them together. So
it would be, but then we also saw, old man Wedge in The Rise of Skywalker. So if Dennis Lawson were to show up in season 2 of Kenobi looking like that, I can see the articles going around. Is Wedge Antilles a clone?
No. That's why I said you make him Wedge's like father or something like that. So there's that could be Wedge's dad, and they just kind of look the same. So anyway, all that aside, next episode was Journey to the Dark Head, and this one was an anime one.
Mm-hmm.
Studio Mir, M-I-R. Am I saying that right?
I believe so.
If you're out there and you're watching and I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. I'm sorry. Anyway, Studio Mir. This was definitely an anime. Again, it was another one of these Sith and young Jedi fights a Sith. I think we had one. Was it the first or second episode?
Well, the first one was that samurai, fighting the Sith.
Yeah.
And then you had the one like 2 or 3 episodes later where it was the Sith twins.
Yeah.
I think the Elder was the one where the young kid fought the Sith, but I think the young kid lost.
So anyway, but basically it's this little girl, and she's, well, I say little. It's this girl. She's a monk of some kind, a seer, and there's two statues, and one of them represents good, one of them represents bad. When it rains, there are visions portrayed on these rocks, and they are there learning how to interpret the visions or saying what the visions mean. Now, this happens during the Jedi Sith War, so this is like pre everything so far.
Yeah,
by a long
this is
shot.
Old Republic type stuff.
Yeah. So they're obviously the war between the Jedi and the Sith is still raging. They send a little Jedi Padawan to go with her. I guess he was a Padawan, yeah.
He didn't have a braid, so I don't know.
He just is a young Jedi. A young Jedi, we'll say that. My goodness. Phone is going nuts, and I don't know why. So anyway, this young Jedi goes with her, and of course the Sith shows up. William's in the house. Hey, William. What is going on? Go ahead and say it. Hi, Debbie. Yeah, we know you're going to type it. What's up? The price of gas. The price of gas is up. The price of just about everything. There it is.
Whoop! There it is. Yeep, yeep.
So anyway, we had another Sith with another mask, which, again, that's I posed the question: if
your ringer has good timing.
I know, right?
So we have a Sith
who's got another mask. And I mean, this one was just, there was one thing in this, and I tend to see it in a lot of the anime that I have watched. I haven't watched a lot, and my knowledge of anime is very limited. Dragon Ball Z and Ninja Scroll, and that's about it. Oh, no. What was that one? There was an old show back in the 70s or 80s. What was it? We're off to outer space to save the human race.
Oh, I have no idea.
Starship something, battleship something. I don't remember. Anyway, but that's, like I said, that's about the heightened depth of my. But there's this one scene in it when the monk lady, they're on the ship and they're headed to the heads, and she's prepping up and she's getting ready for all this stuff that she has to do, and she says something about I don't even remember. She said something, and he's standing there. He's standing and he's leaning against something, and he's just looking down. You don't like having a Jedi here, do you? Or something along that lines. You have a Jedi here with you now. You know that, right? And every anime I've ever seen, that trope is used to where we don't want you here, but you're here anyway, and you're just too cool for school, so you're going to stand there, just look cool and stare down at your feet, and I can handle anything kind of thing. And I'm just like, oh, God, you're killing me with this.
Well, because every anime has to have that one cool male character who is super broody and
angsty.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that is a good word. But there was one moment in that really. So that episode as a whole, I mean, I thought it was okay. The animation was great. The use of lighting with the lightsabers, fantastic. A+ for that. But there was one moment that I really rolled my eyes at. You know, she's driving the speeder, and the Jedi and Sith are fighting on the back of it. and she's like, "Don't worry, this is all going according to plan." It's like, you had no clue there was going to be a Sith here who's going to try and sabotage you. What the hell makes you say this is going according to plan?
This is all, it's all part of the plan.
And she didn't even say it in like an ironic way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, she seemed really self-assured. I was like, really though?
Well, but devil's advocate. Maybe she had seen a vision. You know, she's looking at the rocks with the visions on them. Maybe she kind of knew that was happening. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not. Or maybe it was just poor writing. We don't know.
Oh God. Maybe she is having Star Wars visions.
Yeah. So again, it's another anime. Anime's not really my cup of tea. I mean, it is. It's fine for what it is. It's not like I hate it, but it's not like I'm going out of my way to watch it or read it.
I do like that they kind of had the Jedi. I can't remember his name. Honestly, I have no clue what his name is because it was pronounced like 6 different ways.
Yeah.
I liked that they did a lot to show how he was kind of skating between the light side and the dark side, mostly through his eyes, his actions, the tone of his voice. I thought that was pretty well done.
Yeah.
The flashback scene I thought was extremely effective, actually.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other trope that they used, where he's staring at him and he's going, "I'll kill you!"
Yes. Yes. A lot of anime is very much say, don't show. So, but
exactly,
that's just kind of par for the course.
Yeah. Especially, and I'll throw this in, and this is my knowledge right here. When you've got Frieza, and he blows up the planet Namek, and he says, "In 5 minutes, this planet's going to explode." And 15 episodes later, it still hasn't exploded. And it's like, that is the longest 5 minutes I have ever seen. Holy cow.
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever. Oh, let's see. Oh, hey, Grant, how's it going? Woo! Droids were successful. I'm operational. How y'all doing? What's brewing in the cantina? Just caught y'all. Been a while. Glad to be here. Missed everyone's debate and humor and Chewy. And I ain't seen Visions yet. Go watch it. It's Grant. It's surprisingly good.
You're not missing anything, Grant.
Fight.
I didn't say it's like the best thing ever, but it's kept my attention. It's better than Resistance.
Anything.
You gonna argue with me on that one?
I don't know.
Think anybody's gonna argue with you on that.
I wouldn't rewatch Visions again, so it's pretty much on the same level for me.
I think I am gonna go back and finish the first season at least. So just because now I'm roped into it. So
finish the first season of Resistance. Oh man, you're
not resist. Oh, I'm gonna shoot myself in the head.
Bad idea.
Horrible idea. Don't mind spoilers.
Darth Vader dies at the end.
Yeah. It's Star Wars.
I know. I mean, I love Star Wars, but I just love some more than others, and Resistance just isn't in that category of stuff that I love. I mean, I watch all Star Wars pretty much, so I'll watch it once, but there's just some I won't touch again. So
I couldn't even finish Resistance. How about that?
I finished it, so at least I was, committed. I finished it.
I got about halfway through the second episode and said, "Nope, I'm done." I tried, and I did that twice. And I was just like, okay, I've given this 2 chances. I just can't do it anymore. So
it's kind of like that droid story arc in Clone Wars.
Yeah. You just kind of got to skip over that one.
I do. I skip over it every time because, well, except for the very last episode of that arc, because then it gets into a clone that has amnesia or whatever. That's the only episode I'll watch. But yeah, and it come to find out, I seen an interview today with George Lucas, and that's his favorite arc of the whole Clone Wars
with
series.
the droids. Oh, good
That's
Lord!
what he said.
No way, no. That's got to be some kind of fabrication or something was taken out of context. I can't believe
they had
that.
a full interview on
Who said that?
The
Mike
guy
Zero.
No, it was an actual interview. I mean, you could see the I don't know who the interviewer was, and George Lucas, and they asked him, what's your favorite? Oh, Filoni was there too.
Oh,
and I forget what
guns.
Filoni said, but I was really shocked when George said, "Yeah, the droid story arc," and the interviewer was like, "The one where they're in the desert." He goes, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Hell is
It reminds me of that one thing I did."
It's just like, come on. I hope he was joking, but yeah, it didn't look like it.
you can hope. And speaking, Cam, you said something about Darth Vader dying, and it sparked something in my head. There was a book written many, 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 many years ago called Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Mm-hmm.
It is very obviously no longer canon. I think it stopped being canon when Empire Strikes Back came out, but it was written right after A New Hope. It was the continuing adventures, and the Mind's Eye was a crystal that amplified someone's connection to the Force, and Luke and Leia were after it, and Darth Vader shows up because he wants it too. And of course, fights ensue, and Darth Vader dies at the end. They push Darth Vader down a big pit, and he's gone. And it's like, woo, we won, we beat Darth Vader. And that's because they didn't know if they were going to make another Star Wars movie. They're like, oh, we got to kill the bad guy off somehow, so let's do it this way. So, and then Empire happened, and you're like, it don't work no more.
Well, if that story were made into a movie today, there would be a post-credit scene at the end that shows Vader climbing out of it.
Yeah. Or using the Force before he hits the bottom and kind of floating himself down and then just floating himself back up. So
watch, he's going to do a superhero landing.
Superhero landing. Looks so good, but horrible on the knees. Horrible. Yes. So, Grant, we are talking about Visions. Last week we talked about episodes 1, 2, and 3. Today we're on 4, 5, and 6. Was there anything else with episode 5 that just stood out? Debbie?
You know better than to ask me.
But, Debbie, we know it was your favorite.
No. The episode 4 was probably the only one I liked out of these 3.
Really?
Yeah, the Wallace and Gromit one.
Yeah.
Oh, out of these 3, okay.
Probably all the 6 that we've seen.
And honestly, I had to think about it for a second because I was like, what was episode 6? And I legitimately could not remember, and I just watched it like 2 hours ago.
I was having issues with it too because, like I said, I meant to watch it again this week before the show, and I just didn't. I didn't have time, and I was getting ready for the show last night. I'm like, I need to watch these again. What was that? Have I seen that episode 6? Have I even seen it yet? Because I don't remember it. And then I read the synopsis on it. I was like, oh, I do remember that one, and it was good. I mean, it wasn't the best thing, but I liked the story. I enjoyed the animation. The animation was very simplistic. It wasn't like over the top,
but also very dynamic. There were some sequences that actually reminded me a lot of Don Bluth.
The dance scene where she had the robe or whatever she was wearing was like big wings and everything. Yeah. I mean,
whatever it was.
Yeah, it was really good. I enjoyed it.
It was like Circus Soleil or whatever you call it.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil, yes.
Lame.
Uncultured.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't like
You
this.
uncultured swine.
Yeah, redneck from Indiana. What can I say?
Hey, Debbie, I'm on board with you on that one. I'm sorry. I'm uncultured as well.
Yeah, I didn't like the style. The storyline was interesting, but
Well, when it opened up and we got our first look at the two stormtroopers who were kind of like ushering people in there, I saw the design of them and I was like, oh no, oh this is going to be a bad one.
Yeah.
And it got a little easier to stomach as it went on, but
It was like that first episode for me, the one with the painter the girl that was a painter and she was a former Sith, and I was just like, oh, this looks really bad. And then as it goes on, I'm just like, okay, I understand where they're going with this. I get it now. So
yeah, I didn't like the over exaggerated bodies, I guess, with the really big chest and then toothpicks for legs, and they have
that's the way people look, isn't it?
Then they had one stormtrooper who was obviously overweight, and I was like, when have we ever seen a really overweight stormtrooper
at Comic-Con?
I mean, in the
see him all the time,
or in the series. I mean,
just don't walk past him too closely. Hold your breath if you do.
I mean, they're usually around the same height, and they're all the same type of body type.
Right.
And I don't mean that to be offensive. I'm just saying that once I seen that just kind of just threw me out. I was just like, ah.
I think what really took me out of it was when she slips up during her dance and the big fight starts and everything, that they make a huge show of showing that she has the big old Assassin's Creed blade coming out of her wrist, but then when the fight starts, she doesn't even use it.
No,
she floats around, she lassos people, she kicks people, but she doesn't use those two lethal swords coming out of her hands.
It's the same thing that happened with the Bad Batch. They kept stunning those guys. They are trying to kill you. Kill them back. Just saying.
Thin the ranks, for God's sake.
There's our clip, Debbie. The I'm trying to kill you, kill them back. Cut that and put it on YouTube. There you go.
Roll that beautiful beef footage.
Roll that beautiful beef footage. Grant says Lego Star Wars Jedi Survivor sets rumors going around. This is true. I have heard the rumors. There has been one released already. It was, or maybe it was a Fallen Order set. It's a buildable figure, and it's I haven't played the game, so I don't know. It's the little droid that he carries around with him. The
BD1.
BD1. Okay. So there you go. What was that? Somebody throwing plates at you?
Was not me.
No, something's going on in the kitchen over there. I think someone's dying.
Of course.
I think Camp's just sitting there casually.
He's like, yeah, whatever.
I'm not going to go look because then I'll be a witness. It's just too much paperwork.
Yes, I have heard that there's rumors going around, and I'll probably end up buying them just because I tend to buy everything.
Well, I also I heard, and I'm not sure if they're coming out or they've just come out, but Star Wars mech droids. Does that make sense?
Oh, please don't even get me started on that one. Okay,
I hadn't even heard of that. Now I'm curious.
No.
Your reaction sold it for me.
So what this is? These are Lego sets, and they did this with Marvel. They started it with Marvel like last year or the year before last, and basically it's a Lego mech suit that you build, obviously, and it comes with a minifigure that you put into it. And so like they have an Iron Man mech suit, and they had a Thanos mech suit, and Thor and Captain America and a few others. I personally bought the Wolverine one, and I threw the mech suit out. I just wanted the figure. So I was like, I'll spend $10 and get the figure. That's fine. I'm fine with that. Now the problem with it is that just up until probably about 2 years ago, we had build your own army kind of sets. They ranged between $10 and $15. They came with 4 minifigures and usually like a platform gun or some kind of scenery or something, just depending on where they were. So you get like 4 or 5 figures, and it costs you $10 to $15. Now they have stopped doing the buildable army ones, and they have made these mech suits, which are good if you want that one particular figure, that one little mini figure. And like they're doing Darth Vader, a Stormtrooper, and I think Boba Fett's the other one. I know there's 3 of them, but they're charging like $16 for them. And so it's like, I'd rather spend the $16 than you give me a battle pack with a whole bunch of clone troopers in it, or, you know, a battle pack with a whole bunch of stormtroopers or something like that. I want something else. So I'm there's a big divide in the Lego community about that one, because now people are like, oh, now I can afford to get me a Darth Vader and I don't have to buy a big set. And it's like, well, yeah, but what about the rest of us? Just saying.
Yeah, I just happened to see it when I was scrolling TikTok, and I didn't watch the video very long, but my initial thought was Transformers.
It's a mech suit, and the only way that I'm going to end up buying one of those, or well, let me take that back. The only way I'm going to end up owning one of those is if I happen to get one for like Christmas or birthday. Somebody just says, hey, I saw this and thought of you, ha ha ha, and I'm like, throw it in the closet. Or better yet, this is my free giveaway that I'm doing at Comic-Con this year. Woo! Come get this one. So leave it in the package. Hey, it's brand new Lego set. Everybody come find me. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Yeah.
So
Iron Man gets the Hulk Buster armor, so Obi-Wan's gonna have the Sith Buster armor.
Exactly. So I'm just like, I will not. I probably will not get them. And what about the character? Don't you want the character? And it's like, I've got so many Darth Vader minifigures and so many Luke Skywalker minifigures, and it's crazy. So no, I don't want it. Don't need the figure. Stormtroopers, I've got them in spades. So no, I'm fine. I'm good. I won't buy it just for the figure. Sorry. But that is now, if they do an R2-D2 one, I might think about that. Can't you just see his little dome spinning around a big mech suit? That would be awesome.
Well, I mean, I can imagine it. Doesn't necessarily mean I want to see it.
But, now, but that that kind of reminds me then of The Last Jedi, when BB-8 had the First Order ATST.
Oh, yeah.
And he pulled the top off of it, and he's walking around on the legs. Same concept.
It's not the same.
That was one of the worst received Lego sets, was that one with BB-8, and because it wasn't even the full ATST, it was just the legs, and it's like, really, could you not have at least built the head around it?
You couldn't even have the head that you could peel back from it.
Right. No, it was just the legs and BB-8. I was like, sad, so sad. Anyway. Well, so yes, I did enjoy. I was trying to find out where, I don't remember where the Spy Dancer came from. Do you happen to remember?
Oh, that everybody spoke with French accents.
Oh, yeah, I think
Maybe
you're right.
I
think it was French. I think it's French. So we'll go with that. That sounds good to me.
It's so hard now for me to listen to a French accent and not think of Steve Martin as the Pink Panther.
Oh my gosh, that was bad.
Every time Beyonce looks over her shoulder, newspaper. I would like to buy a hamburger.
You're never gonna beat Peter Sellers. I am sorry. I'm sorry. He was Jacques Cousteau, and that's all we needed.
And honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I want to go back and rewatch Steve Martin as the Pink Panther just so I have something to laugh at for the day.
Actually, there was another one too. I can't even remember the guy's name. But it was the son of the Pink Panther. Gosh, what was his name? He was in Life is Beautiful.
I'm not sure.
Hang on, I'll find it here in a minute. Okay, I'm going to say it wrong, so don't get mad at me. Roberto Benigni, Benigni. So, and if you haven't, it was still bad. Don't get me wrong, it was pretty bad. It still was not Peter Sellers, but he was in Life is Beautiful. And if you get the chance, go see Life is Beautiful because that is an amazing, amazing movie. Love that movie. So go see it. It won Oscars. I mean, that's one of those ones where it won all these Oscars, and I'm like, good. I'm glad it did. That was worth it. That was worth an Oscar. So,
what year did that come out?
Oh, early 2000s, maybe.
I don't even recall that movie title.
It's a foreign film. That's probably why.
Oh,
I believe it's an Italian movie. 97. Oh, that's even later than I thought it was. So 1997. But go watch it. It's really, really good. So I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I haven't watched a whole lot of foreign films. I mean, I've seen some like Eastern films, Chinese, Japanese, Korean. I've seen some Spanish, and I've even seen a couple of French films, but never seen an Italian one.
You've never watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Or
that was an Italian film?
Yes, it was. That's why they called it a spaghetti western. It was filmed in Italy. I
honestly had no idea.
And the two before it too were Italian. Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More.
Okay.
That was they were all Clint Eastwood movies. It was like the Lonely Man trilogy or something like that. But Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More than The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Which again, they were all great. Just because. But yes, Italian movies. Yeah.
And to think that I've spent all these years wondering why they call them spaghetti westerns. And
hey,
the answer is just that simple.
Look at that. You learned something new at the Cantina Happy Hour. We should have the EI symbol up on the top of our screen, educational and informative.
I can sleep better now knowing that. You have made me a better man for this, David.
I was 30 years old when I found out that spaghetti westerns meant they were filmed in Italy.
Jeez, that is funny.
Debbie, did you know that?
I knew they were spaghetti westerns, but I didn't.
Oh, geez, am I the only one that knew that? I
didn't relate it to it being Italian.
And I was racking my brain trying to figure it out. I was like, okay, there's got to be some kind of like inside joke here. Maybe there's a small scene in every one of these movies where somebody in the background is just eating a bowl of spaghetti. You have to really look for it. I was like, could it really be that simple? But no, it was even more simple than that.
Grant wants to know how Chewie is.
She's doing fine. She's still a little monster and likes to do, every once in a while you'll see her tail go across the camera.
I haven't seen her tonight.
She was on my lap and then she disappeared. So She might have went to go sleep with my son. So
Maybe she doesn't like Visions either, and she's like, I don't want to listen to this.
No, she darted out when we started talking about Resistance.
Oh, God, yeah.
No, God, no,
No, Mama, no.
It's like one of those weird gifs that you'd see where it's a cat with wide eyes just looking back and forth like.
So
other than that, she's doing good. She's a fat, lazy cat. Crazy. But I did have her.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, do we have anything else Star Wars related? Do we have anything else?
Well, I have my phone propped up right now on my movie moment Funko of Kylo Ren fighting a Praetorian Guard. So yeah,
Hey.
I've got Star Wars stuff.
There you go. I actually own 2 Funkos now. How about that?
Yeah, what do you have?
I have got, actually, they're sitting right here. I have got a First Order Stormtrooper.
Nice.
No, I did not keep the boxes because I don't care. I mean, I like them.
I think I have 4 Funkos. I have Han and Chewie, and well, wait, maybe I have 5. I think I have R2, and then I have Rey and BB-8.
And
nice.
I've got this is the Darth Vader from the Obi-Wan series.
Oh, okay. Specifically from that one?
Yeah, I think it said so on the box. 20, and it's got a 2022 date on it, so sure.
I have a Darth Vader. Chewie, is that you? Well, I've seen the curtain move, so either I have a ghost or
I'm Chewie. Gonna go with ghosts.
I have a little. It's probably about this big, but it's like a mini Darth Vader gumball machine.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
And then my niece, she was at a garage sale or something a few years back, and she got me it's actually a bit bigger, or it's bigger. It's a Chewbacca gumball machine. It's in the front room, but yeah.
I have a lot of Funkos. I have quite a few. I mean, I have my entire collection right up here, and the ones that are Star Wars that are readily visible, I see The Force Awakens Kylo Ren. I see Luke Skywalker on Endor, complete with the helmet and the poncho. First Order Stormtrooper, Jyn Erso, Jedi Knight Revan.
Ooh.
I have 3 Praetorian Guards of the different varieties.
I was going to say, are they different? All 3 of them different?
Yep. Bastila Shan, Rey. I mean, I've got all kinds.
If I had the room, I would love to get a bunch of Funkos, but I would love to have all kinds of Star Wars stuff.
Honestly, again, not my cup of tea. I see these, like, and I go to conventions and stuff, and I see these guys, and they've got booths where it's just like the entire booth is Funkos, and it's like, oh yeah, we do. And the only thing I can think to myself is, I think like 2 things. One, these are really dumb looking, and I don't understand the collectible value of them. But 2, it's like, this is this decade's Beanie Babies. There are going to be so many of these mass produced that you're going to have people that are Cam's age are going to be in like their 50s and 60s, and they're just going to have rooms of them, and they're like selling for maybe a nickel on eBay because they're not worth anything. Because I
didn't get mine as a collectible, but I just thought they were cute and I could afford them. So
I got my Stormtrooper for a Christmas present and my Darth Vader for a birthday present. So I was given mine. I did not seek them out.
Well, I mean, for me personally, I guess I kind of enjoy the novelty value of them, and so some of these ones that I own, I've seen going on eBay for thousands of dollars.
Yeah, well, it was like that with the Beanie Babies. Just saying.
But there's also the fact though that I like owning something that pertains to something else that I really love. So it's not just, hey, I like collecting Funkos. It's more, I like collecting things related to this particular thing.
Mhm.
Well, like most of them are Star Wars, but I mean, there's also Marvel and DC and a few other things. I mean, it's more as an expression of my fandom, I guess.
I was gonna say that way you can collect things from all over. Like with me, it's pretty much Star Wars. My
Right.
Legos are Star Wars, except for I've got the Big Bang Theory over there, the Sheldon and Leonard's room, and I've got a Marvel setup where I've got a Quinjet and then the original Avengers and Shang-Chi and Wolverine and Magneto and a few others. But and then I've got Ecto 1 and a DeLorean from Back to the Future and the classic Batmobile, the TV series, Adam West TV series Batmobile. So I mean, there's a few of them that I've got that are just like, do they go with my collection? No. Are they Lego? Yeah, but they also they're like Cam said, these are things that I appreciate, and so I'll have one little something just to have it. There's an Aston Martin out there from 007 I was kind of thinking about getting maybe, and then Dom's Mustang from Fast and the Furious is out there. And they're not, I mean, they're inexpensive, so maybe go with my classic movie cars collection. So I had a Mystery Machine at one time too, but I got rid of it. Anyway, all right. If nothing else, then Debbie, shameless plugs.
Tomorrow night, Friday night, Federation Friday is back, and we are watching season 1 of the original series. So we are starting with The Cage, which was the original pilot for Star Trek, the original series. It did not originally air, but later on they finally
they put it as a flashback, if I recall correctly, right?
I think it became part of the menagerie because there's a part 1 and a part 2.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think you're right. It was part of the menagerie.
Yeah. So, but it was the pilot, and NBC decided it was too cerebral.
Well, look at the aliens that were in it. They had big brains, for crying out loud.
Well, those look better than the one that was in the second episode, the Man Trap. Had sucker fingers and yeah.
So not that I know anything about Star Trek, though. We're not know Star Trek.
So that's tomorrow night at
7 Eastern, right? Or 7 Central.
7 Texas time. I think it's 8.
7. Yeah, 7 Central.
8 Eastern, 7 Texas time. Whatever Central. The hell you guys are on.
We're Texas time. That's good. We'll claim the whole thing.
Yeah. So, I'll be on there with Biscardi and Jeff Dickerson, and I'm not sure if anybody else is coming. A lot of times, I can't remember. Victor.
I've been there once.
So
maybe I'll float
his last name, but sometimes he's on there if he's not off shooting movies or whatever. So it's usually a good show, and we have a lot of fun. So if you like Star Trek, hop on over to the Geek and I podcast tomorrow night.
Very good. Cam, shameless plug.
New episode of Cam and Focus came out on the 15th. It is breaking down some of the ideas of the horror film The Babadook that some people might have missed. I definitely do a lot of in-depth stuff with that, so if you haven't checked it out, go ahead and watch it over on our YouTube channel.
I have not checked it out because I think I watched the first couple of minutes of it, but then you said something about spoilers, and I was like, oh, I really want to watch the movie first. So
right.
I backed out of it, and I know it's on. I think it's on Tubi right now. So
it is.
I've been meaning to go watch it, but I'm just like, I didn't even get to rewatch my Visions episodes. I've been busy. Been doing things.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
hockey playoffs going on right now, and we've been watching games, and it's priorities, you know.
Oh, I understand.
Grant is still back on. He has a full set of the Rogue One Funkos.
Nice.
Nice.
I have most of them. I have Jyn Erso, I have Cassian, I have K2, and I have Chirrut Imwe. I think that's all I have.
Well, that's because Chirrut's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
Chirrut is awesome because of Baze, and Baze is awesome because of Chirrut. So
Well,
both of those.
K2 and Chirrut were my two favorite characters in
Oh
there.
yeah,
It was just too awesome.
we need K2 and Andor season 2.
What is he gonna have his spin-off series?
No.
Oh boy.
Now that is, again, that's some more news that's coming out, and this is kind of industry-wide news, I guess you would say, is that Andor season 2 has been pushed back due to
because of the writer's strike.
The writer's strike, yep.
Yeah.
And I think I saw somewhere that Mando season 4 has been pushed back as well.
Ruh-roh.
I'm hoping that Ahsoka does not get pushed back. Maybe that was far enough along in development that it's.
Well, Ahsoka's already in post-production.
Yeah, I thought they were already finished.
Yeah.
They're just waiting for August to get here. So
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping it's like that. We're already done with it.
I'd really hope that they wouldn't still be in the writing process so close to release. These poor people
Yeah,
are sitting there
really.
writing the script like, oh God.
Now what am I gonna do? We don't have much time to film this.
They have to film it with the camcorder and edit it the old-fashioned way, where they have the film rolled out and cut it and snip it.
That you know what? The last episode's gonna be live. We'll just do a live show. Yes. What are you gonna do about lightsaber? Nobody's using their lightsabers in this episode.
Just imagine the rotoscoping.
Yeah.
Yeah. That TIE fighter looks like it's on a stick and a string. It is. Leave me alone.
It's just two waffles and an apple in the middle. We're on a budget.
Oh Lordy. Okay, next week on Cantina Happy Hour. This is my shameless plug. We've got Return of the Jedi. Next week is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. So we are going to be talking about Return of the Jedi. We will be talking spoilers. So if you have not seen Return of the Jedi, what is wrong with you? Seriously, come on.
Living under a rock or what?
I know, right? And if you're new to Star Wars, go watch Return of the Jedi. Just
the only people who haven't seen Return of the Jedi are the characters in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, wait a minute. I've got it somewhere. Let me find it. Oh my goodness. There it is.
She's never seen Star Wars. Ted, the only people in the universe who haven't seen Star Wars are the characters in Star Wars, and that's because they lived them, Ted. That's because they lived the Star Wars.
They live the Star Wars, damn it.
Go watch Return of the Jedi and live the Star Wars. Dave Gramillion and I will also both be at Fan Expo next month. Actually, let's see, like 3 weeks, about 3 weeks away. June 9th, 10th, and 11th. Gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait. James Arnold Taylor, Ashley Eckstein, Matt Lanter, Hayden Christensen, somebody else, D. Bradley Baker, bunch of Star Wars related names. That's just the Star Wars related names. You're also Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes will also be there, which that's going to be awesome. I've followed Kevin Smith's movies since Clerks, and I've loved every one of them. So to be in the same room as him is just going to be like, oh, that might be one of those starstruck moments.
There you go.
So, Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes. Actually, all of the cast from Clerks 3 is going to be there. So Brian O'Halloran and Jeff, what's his name? There's a bunch of them.
I have never seen any of the Clerks.
Debbie.
You just broke his heart.
Debbie. Go watch the Kevin Smith. You got to watch Clerks, then you got to watch Mallrats, then you got to watch Chasing Amy, then you have to watch Dogma, and then you have to watch Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. And
I think I've seen Dogma. Is that the one with is Matt Damon in that one?
Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and
Does he play an angel or something?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dogma I've seen once.
Oh, that was one of the. That's like the best one. Do you realize how hard I had to hunt to find that movie on DVD? Because it's Touchstone, and Touchstone was owned by Disney, and they didn't want to. They like released it once, and then that was it. They were said, okay, we can't do this anymore because we're Disney, and we don't want to offend anybody. And I'm just like, oh, I had to tooth and nail. I had to fight to find that dumb DVD, but I have it now, and it's mine. So,
did he do Fanboys?
No.
So I've only seen one.
It was now that was done by the same the Weinsteins produced Fanboys, and I think they did one or two of his movies too. But anyway, so yes, David loves his movies. So here we go. Sadly, only 4 cinemas in Scotland showed Return of the Jedi for anniversary, so it was home show. Schnoogans. Okay, so Grant, to be fair, in the Dallas area where I live, there were 3 theaters in the Dallas area that showed Return of the Jedi. And you're talking an area of, I don't even know how many million people. And only 3 theaters were showing it. Now, there was multiple screens at each one of those theaters, so it wasn't like, oh my gosh, we can't go see it. But I feel your pain, basically. We had 3 theaters, and if you wanted to see it, you had to drive 45 minutes any given direction to.
Yeah, of course, I live in a really small town, so it wasn't in my area. We only have 1 theater, so it wasn't even there. So.
So yes, the home viewing is yes. I did do a home viewing.
That's the way I prefer it.
And in fact, I not only did a home viewing of the special editions with Hayden in it, but I also did. I've got a digital copy of the Laserdisc edition, so it's the original theatrical cut. And
get beat up next week. I can see it now.
Already thinking about it. I'm gonna get Yub Nub queued up on here, and we're gonna watch Yub Nub, and
I'm gonna have the popcorn ready.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be a bloodbath.
So Grant, again, Grant, I feel your pain in Snoochie Boochies. Okay, Snoochie Boochies. And Debbie has no clue what we're talking about because she hasn't seen Kevin Smith movie.
Snoochie Boochie or whatever you guys are saying.
You are the ones who are the ball lickers.
Snoogans.
Oh, Grant, you disappoint me. God dang.
Grant's right on. All right. That's going to be it for us tonight. Everybody, go have fun. Weekend coming up. We will see you all next week here on the Cantina Hour. May the force be